This is not the video I was planning to make today. I also haven't done like a very raw and emotional in my feels video in a while. I've also been editing my videos differently, and I had a grand plan of the video I wanted to publish today, and then this one came through and I had to just let go of the idea of perfect. So this video is just so much for me right now. As a wellness and spiritual and life coach, I feel like it's so important to share my journey with people, especially in these moments, like these very raw moments and real moments, so that I can show how I embody the practice that I teach. What I'm teaching is coming from my experience as a human and the things that I'm going through in my life. And sometimes I will teach something and then 6 months down the line, I learn a different lesson, and the thing that I was teaching 6 months ago, I no longer agree with. I have to backpedal and say, hey, I was wrong. It's a lot easier to do that when you're just open and honest about everything. I just got out of yoga. I took an Ashtanga practice. I haven't even showered yet, so I look a little crusty and a little dusty. Today's class was particularly hard. It was physically hard. It was hurting. It was painful. I was shaking and trembling. I fell a few times. When it was over, one of the women said, oh, today was tough. It was really hard. Like, just thinking about it is making me cry because it was so hard. But it was over. I didn't die. I did cry. Obviously, I cry. I mean, if I'm crying now just talking about it, you already know I was crying when I was in it. But it made me realize that I can be with the toughness of life and the difficulties of life so much better because of this practice. It's really the physical practice, the physical yoga practice that pulled my spiritual practices together, because I had been doing spiritual practices for like well over a decade, and I was in womb circles and I was going on healing retreats and I was sitting with my shadow and doing my inner child work, and it was honestly like just so much. It was constantly criticizing myself. It was constantly putting myself down and looking like, where am I wrong in this? And like, don't get me wrong, I believe in self-awareness and self-reflection. It's the only way you're going to grow, but sometimes it's not our fault. Sometimes we're not the person who's wrong here. And I feel like a lot of new age spirituality is mind fucking us into thinking that we're like broken. It mind fucked me into thinking I was broken and that there was something wrong with me. It wasn't until I started my physical asana yoga practice and I started getting strong in my physical body that I started to realize that I was honestly being taken advantage of by a bunch of people who were peddling philosophies that I do not resonate with at all. And like, I was paying these people to help heal me. like what? Like, only I can heal myself. And yoga has helped me to heal myself. This confidence that I have gotten from my yoga practice. No sitting on a mat, no meditating, no journaling, no circles, no energy work, no Reiki, no, and I love all of these things. I'm not knocking any of these things. I love all of them. Like, I'm very much about my spiritual practices and I love them. The main takeaway that I had today was showing me how I could be with the hardness of that practice, the practice that was making my body shake and tremble because it was so hard to hold the pose and it was hurting my muscles to hold the pose, that was making me cry because it hurt physically in my body, showed me that I can be strong emotionally and mentally. And the physical practice is like literally mirroring the emotional practice. And I've talked about the mirror concept. I'm going to link a video up here about that. Last week, I made a video talking about how my grandma and my dog passed away in the week prior, and how my spiritual practices have helped me with that and accepting that and handling the grief of that and feeling the grief of that. I'm gonna put a link to a video about that up here. I wish I had like written down something before this, but I understand why it had to be this way. And if you're like watching this and you don't know where to start, I started right here on YouTube watching and participating in Yoga with Adriene's videos. And those videos opened up a space for me that has helped me so much, and it has gotten me to the point where I'm comfortable enough with myself to be here on YouTube looking like this, crying hysterically. That is a confidence that you can only earn for yourself. You can't buy that. You can't learn it. You can only earn it. Pick up one of Adriene's videos. She has 30-day journeys. She has videos for beginners. Like, pick up there, because that's where I started. I started on YouTube in my own home. I didn't have a practice the way I have now. It has evolved over the last 2.5 years, and it has changed my life. I know it can change yours. I'm also going to link a few other videos that are relevant to this one in the description that I just didn't mention about putting in the cards above because it was just kind of flowing with this video. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. My name is Jackie. I'm a health, wellness, and spiritual coach. I help people feel good mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally. And then after we find balance within, I help people manifest the life of their dreams, whatever that might look like for you. At the end of the day, you can manifest anything that you want, but if you don't have that balance within, you're not going to be able to keep it. Thank you again for coming back to my channel. I make new videos every week, so do not forget to click subscribe, and I will see you next week.